I was elbow deep in grease, torquing down an intake manifold when the high school's number flashed across my phone. "Mr. Davis," the principal said, voice tight and humorless. "You need to get to Oak Ridge Preschool right now. It's about Leo." I dropped my ratchet, left a customer sedan sitting on the lift, and drove across town with my stomach in knots. I didn't bother parking straight, just ran inside, half expecting to find my 4-year-old with a broken arm. Instead, Leo was sitting outside the director's office, swinging his legs, looking bored out of his mind. No tears, no bandages, just 4 years old and completely confused. "Buddy," I breathed, dropping to my knees. "What happened? Are you hurt?" He shrugged, holding up a plastic dinosaur. "They took my notebook, Daddy." The office door swung open before I could ask more. "Mr. Davis, please come in." Miss Henderson, the assistant teacher, sat in the corner with her arms crossed. On the desk, sealed in a clear Ziploc bag like evidence, sat a small spiral notebook and a homemade card. The director lifted the bag with 2 fingertips. "We found these in your son's backpack during cubby inspection." I recognized both instantly. The notebook was one I'd bought him at the dollar store, filled with pages where we practiced drawing trucks and spelling his name. The card was one I'd made the night before over grilled cheese, a goofy sketch of me in an oil-stained hoodie, and Leo in a matching oversized cap, both holding wrenches, ringed with lopsided yellow stars and the words, "Best little builder ever. Love, Dad." "I made those," I said. "Is he not allowed to bring notebooks now? Did I miss a rule?" Miss Henderson uncrossed her arms, leaning forward with a look of supreme self-righteousness. "The issue isn't the stationery, Mr. Davis. It's the phrasing, combined with imagery of a grown man and a toddler in private spaces, and the frequency of these devotion notes." The room went dead silent. "Say that again," I whispered. She blinked, thrown off. When a single father spends his evenings crafting intensely personalized items for a preschooler, labeled with intense emotional language, it raises questions about boundaries. I just stared at her. "You're sitting in a room with a mechanic," I said, jaw tightening, "who draws wrenches because his son loves sweeping up sawdust on Saturdays. And your mind went there?" "We're mandated reporters," she snapped. "We look out for unusual domestic dynamics." "Unusual?" I hit the desk flat with my palm and the director flinched. "I raised that boy alone since his mother left when he was 6 months old. Everything I do is for him. You bagged a kid's drawing because you couldn't imagine a dad loving his kid?" That's when the door creaked and Leo's voice drifted in. "Daddy, the lady asked me if you make me keep secrets." My blood went cold. I looked past the teachers at my little boy in the doorway. "What did you say, buddy?" I kept my voice gentle. "She asked at story time," Leo said, gripping my jacket, "if you write notes so nobody else sees them, and if the garage is a secret place." Everyone was looking at me. I told her it's not a secret, it's just where we fix bicycles. I turned back to Miss Henderson. The color had drained out of her face. "You interrogated a 4-year-old, I said, the room tilting, in front of his whole class. Made him feel guilty because I drew a cartoon wrench." The director stood, pale. "Mr. Davis, let's calm down." "No." I grabbed the bag, ripped it open, pulled out the notebook, and knelt to slide it back into Leo's dinosaur backpack. "We're leaving," I told my son, taking his small hand. The next morning I filed a formal complaint with the state licensing board, along with statements from 2 other families whose kids had come home crying after similar questioning. 10 days later, the regional director called with a sincere apology. Miss Henderson had been permanently removed pending review. Yesterday, Leo and I sat on the porch building a birdhouse. He handed me a page covered in purple crayon scribbles. "Is this a secret?" I asked, smiling. He giggled, curls bouncing. "No, Daddy, it's just for us."